Good morning. Please remain standing as I ask Curry College senior Lauren Broadbent to come to the stage and sing the national anthem. Lauren will be accompanied by Curry College senior Erin Waters, who will be signing the national anthem. Following the national anthem, I would request that you please remain standing as the Reverend Leslie A. Murray, Curry College Professor of Philosophy and Religion, gives the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
With eyes open and full awareness of the people and the world around us, let us pray. Gracious God, source of all knowledge, fountain of all wisdom, we, especially those of us who are graduating, families and friends, give thanks for and celebrate this passage in our lives. We ask that you grant us grateful hearts for those who nurtured us and sacrificed much to make this day possible, most especially our parents. For those who imparted knowledge and shared their wisdom, especially the faculty. For those who made our lives more pleasant and helped provide a home-like atmosphere, especially the staff of Curry College and the employees of Sodexo. We celebrate our graduates, their accomplishments, and their failures, for it is through our failures that we learn as they move on with their lives. Grant us all the recognition that every passage of life is an end and a beginning, a death and a birth, a ceaseless invitation to join in the dance of your creation. Amen.
Thank you, Les. Please be seated. And good morning again. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, and the staff of Curry College, I have the pleasure of welcoming the families, the friends, our distinguished guests, and most importantly, the graduates of the Curry College class of 2010 to the 130th commencement exercises of Curry College. We welcome you to our campus, and we welcome you to a very special day in the lives of our graduates and in the life of our college. The commencement exercises representing 131 years of excellence in education and celebrating 131 years of accomplishment and service by our graduates. This commencement is, in fact, a celebration. It is a celebration of the graduating students, of our alumni who preceded them, of their classmates that they leave behind, of the faculty and staff who have served them, and, importantly, of the families and loved ones of our graduating students who have provided them love, encouragement, and support throughout the years. At this time, I'm going to ask that we pause briefly to recognize, honor, and mourn those who we wish were with us today but are not. Our family, our colleagues, our loved ones, and others. Know that they are with us in our thoughts, and we pause for a moment to honor them in their spirit. Thank you. The conclusion of this academic year represents the conclusion of 131 years of excellence in education for Curry College, its faculty, and its students. 131 years into discharging our mission, I'd like to give you an idea of the composition of the graduating class of 2010. This year, our college will graduate a total of 830 undergraduate and graduate students. Each of the students who walk across this stage today have succeeded in earning a Curry College degree. Importantly, they have also established a foundation for lifelong learning and lifelong success. These students have seen great triumphs and occasionally great tragedy or loss. They have, though, absolutely and unequivocally succeeded. These students come from all walks of life. They come from 3 countries. They come from 21 states and from the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. Of our 699 undergraduate degree recipients, 402 are graduates of the traditional day program, and 297 are graduates of our continuing education program. 473 of our undergraduates will receive Bachelor of Arts degree, and 226 will receive Bachelors of Science in Nursing or Health. Of our master's graduates, 21 will receive Masters in Education, 50 will receive a Master of Arts in Criminal Justice, and 60 will receive a Master's of Business Administration. Next year, in the class of 2011, our graduates will include graduates of our new Masters of Science in Nursing program. In addition to the great diversity that these students bring to our campus, all of these people have one thing in common. They are receiving a degree from an outstanding college. Curry College is a strong, vibrant, and important academic, social, and economic entity. It renders great service to society by educating people from all walks of life and all stages of life. And by doing that, it allows those people to lead better and more productive lives. Our college, your college, contributes greatly to our community, to society as a corporate citizen, and as a leading institution of higher education. Today's graduates are receiving a degree that increases in prestige, in recognition, and in value and reputation each year. They have all been taught by a talented and committed faculty that we value and respect deeply, and served by a staff that cares about our students and their success. We are honored by the presence of all of you, those of you under the tent, those of you on the perimeter, and the 1,400 or more of you watching via video stream in the Student Center Gymnasium. We're honored by your presence on our campus as guests. I wish to extend a particularly warm Curry College greeting to our honorary degree recipients and their family and friends, the soon-to-be Curry College alums, Richard Daniels and Susan Bartley. We commend Rick Daniels and Susan Bartley for their service. We are humbled by their many accomplishments and by the contributions they have made to society. We are grateful that they have agreed to serve as today's role models for our graduates. During the 14 years that I have had the privilege of serving as the president of this great institution, I've been blessed to serve under two outstanding leaders as the chairman of our Board of Trustees. First, for 6 years, Dr. John J. Santilli, a member of the class of 1971, served as our board chair. For the past 8 years, Dr. James M. Sullivan has served as the chairman of our Board of Trustees and has continued to lead our college through an era of unprecedented success. Commencing with the new academic year on June 1st, Anthony M. Campo, a member of the class of 1979, will assume the highest office of our college, chairman of the Board of Trustees. All of us wish him our best. Trustee Campo, would you please stand to be recognized? Now, please join me in welcoming our board chair, Dr. Jim Sullivan, to the podium.
Good morning. Good morning. Congratulations to the class of 2010. This class is Curry College's largest, and it is certainly one of the most successful classes in Curry's history. All of you have achieved a major goal in your life. And as you enter into the ranks of the educated, it will help you to remember what Calvin Coolidge once said, the 30th President of the United States. Mr. Coolidge said, "Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent." 2 words, persistence and determination. If you remember those 2 words, they'll make an enormous difference in your life. Our next speaker has an abundance of persistence and determination. Mr. President.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm Now, ladies and gentlemen, what do you say we meet some of the outstanding graduates of the class of 2010? I am pleased to introduce the orator for the class of 2010, Sasha Almeida Bears.
About 10 years ago, I knew a girl who didn't hate or love school. She was simply another body in a sea of students. Her ambitions were low, knowing she would one day most likely go to college, following in the footsteps of her family. But she didn't care or want to plan for it, as I'm sure most of you felt. By sophomore year of high school, all of her friends had either dropped out or had been kicked out of school. She was left alone to fend for herself in the treacherous world of teen torment known as high school. Like many of you in the audience, she applied to college. She now says that it is an experience that transformed her from childhood to adulthood. What you do not know is that I am this girl. As the only college graduate of all of my high school friends, I would like to say welcome, Board of Trustees, President Quigley, administration, peers, friends, and family. Today, we rejoice in our accomplishments and reflect on the years past. 4 years ago, we were naive freshmen, only concerned with finding independence and excited for the new freedoms that college would provide. Unaware of how to select courses and make our way through the dining hall, let alone pay for a meal with a card, we were overwhelmed with opportunity as we began our journey towards this special graduation day. Today, we are the leaders we once idolized, those running touchdowns or scoring goals, those imposing change in student government, and those who took the leap to innovate clubs. Each of us has our own story of how Curry has immensely impacted our lives and properly prepared us for the future. I'm sure you're all sitting there thinking, I don't feel prepared. I'm not sure I'm ready for the next chapter of my life. And you might be thinking, did Curry really make a difference for me? Now I'm going to ask you, did Curry really make a difference? I want to briefly share with you why I feel Curry made a difference and has given you something very unique that you may not be aware of at this moment. As a junior transfer student, I was searching for my college. My parents were actually the ones who suggested it, saying, it's such a beautiful campus, it's like Disney World compared to the college you go to now. I looked at Curry's course offerings for a degree in communication. I remember thinking, does this small school really have its own TV station? And that was it. I was overwhelmed and decided I had to become a part of all that Curry had to offer. I was excited about learning and wanted to use what I learned in the classroom out in the real world. I wanted Curry to be my college, my Curry, my answer to what I was seeking in an education. So I took the first step, and this was not an easy step. In coming to Curry, I was leaving all of my friends, my best friends that I loved at my old college. Not only sad to lose my friends, but scared to transfer as a junior, I just kept telling myself that I'd made the right decision. My involvement in my first semester demonstrated my decision was the right one. In my first semester, I participated in the first year's honors course, where I learned about the personal identity, what cultivates a person's self, and how hate is taught. This is one of the main concepts I now use when working to communicate with others, whether through print, text, dialogue, or body language. This class, along with other classes, taught me to think critically, reflect, analyze, and evaluate the situation. I learned that knowing and understanding are the first steps towards communicating well. My communication courses taught me the power of words, how to communicate effectively, and how to continue to learn in a world full of new media that is endlessly evolving every day. After this semester, I took my place at Curry, as we all did. I became a part of Curry Theater as an actress and a board member, worked on the Curry soap opera, and won Best Picture at Curry's first campus movie fest. Through participating in the organization One Curry, which is an activist group for poverty, I was prepared to stand on the world stage. Just 5 months ago, I participated in UNESCO's Leaders Forum on Comparative Human Rights. Just 5 months ago, I was with other student leaders from around the world in Rwanda. I had the opportunity to put all that I had learned in these past 4 years into action. I never would have been able to have experienced this if I had not come to Curry College. Nor would I have been prepared to stand on my own at that forum. Without Curry education touching upon history, literature, philosophy, fine arts, mathematics, and the sciences, those of you that thought you would never use, well, trust me, Curry has provided us with a well-rounded understanding of our world. Because you see, here's what you may not realize. For a small institution, Curry is impressively large. We each have our own stories, experiences, opportunities, and adventures from Curry that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives throughout the world. But let's not forget our roots. Together, let's share our love and appreciation for our parents and family with a round of applause. Well, my parents were right about this Disney World campus, but what makes Curry College impressively large within this beautiful campus are the opportunities that arise from professors who truly care about the lives of their students. I am only from a single discipline, and almost all of the professors in this department are some of the most caring, dedicated, and hardworking professors that I have ever met. But I'm sure that if I spoke with a criminal justice major, a nursing major, a history major, a psychology major, a management major, or any of the other 20 majors that Curry has to offer, that we each have a professor who has impacted our lives more than they know in these past years. Could we please give our professors a round of applause? For a small institution, Curry is impressively large. I will leave today a different person from that uninformed, naive young girl. Today is a celebration of our hard work from these past 4 years. Now the real work is about to begin, but we can rest slightly at ease, and I hope you do believe that Curry has prepared us well. For all of us, Curry graduates, this campus is a launching pad of where our lives are just beginning. Curry has given us a foundation and a blueprint for us to seek our opportunities. In the words of Robert Frost, I see my path, but I do not know where it leads. Not knowing where I'm going is what inspires me to travel it. Curry has given us the tools we need to succeed, and although our paths are unclear, we can now travel in any direction, proud to know that in anything we do, we will be successful. So here's to us. Class of 2010, let's enter the world with our heads held high. Thank you, Curry College.
And thank you, Sasha. And thank you, Sasha. Sasha spoke on behalf of our traditional undergraduates. We'll also hear from speakers on behalf of our Division of Continuing Education and a speaker representing our master's programs. I am pleased to introduce, representing the continuing education students from the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Students, Kechi Ihedero.
Good morning. I am humbled, honored, and proud to be here today for this momentous occasion. Today marks the end of one journey and the beginning of another. It has been a long and sometimes trying road. But today we gather here to celebrate success for our perseverance and hard work. We all have our own reasons for undertaking this journey. For some of us, it was to fulfill a lifelong dream, to achieve a better life, to make a career change, or to update professional credentials. As challenging as this journey was at times, I am sure I speak for everyone here when I say, today made it all worthwhile. Today, we begin another journey in our lives. Most of us juggled work responsibilities and family lives while completing our degrees. The driving to and from soccer and dance practices with children. The struggles to meet deadlines at work. The rush to have presentations and term papers typed and ready before our next class. The venturing out on a very cold winter morning instead of having time to sleep in. The missed family gatherings on a nice summer weekend. Forgoing family vacations in order to pay tuitions. All of these sacrifices brought us here today for this wonderful celebration. I dare say we have earned it. We would not have been able to arrive at this point in our lives without the support of our friends, colleagues, and families who sacrificed with us. So we invite all of you to join us graduates and celebrate our success and achievements, for our success are also your success. A very big thanks to Carey faculty, to the continuing education advisors who made it possible for us to be here today. Thank you, Carey College, for creating a program that made it possible for working adults like us to achieve our educational goals. Thanks to Judy Hammond, our CE advisor, for always returning phone calls with answers to questions about our credits that we have or needed to have. Thanks to nursing professors, Dr. Linda Jarvis Randall, for insisting that we use the APA format appropriately. And to Dr. Joanne Oliveira for making community nursing and synthesis fun and everyday application. Thanks also to management professor, Dr. John DiCicco, who said, if you cannot apply it to everyday life, you have not learned it. To our families and friends, we thank you immensely for your unwavering support and encouragement, for the time you spent reading over our papers and listening to us recite our presentations. We thank you. To all our babysitters, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You all made it possible for us to fulfill our dreams. For anyone in this audience who might be thinking about going back to school, it is never too late. There will always be obstacles in life. It could be finances, children, jobs, but education would not get less expensive or easier. As most of us here can attest to, there is no time better than now. As challenging and difficult as college might be, the sense of accomplishment you will achieve is unsurpassed. You will have opportunities to learn, share your stories and experiences, and make new and lasting friendships. This is the time to invest in your future. One of the best gifts you can give yourself is education. No one can take that away from you. And wherever you go, your education goes with you. Make that phone call, and before you know it, we will be celebrating your achievements. In closing, I will share this famous saying by Ivan Asa. Success is a good fortune that comes from aspiration, desperation, perspiration, and inspiration. We dare to dream and aspire. And today, I am happy and proud to say we have succeeded. Congratulations to my fellow graduates. May all your future endeavors end with a day like this one, a day filled with joy, laughter, and pride. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Ketchy, on behalf of the college and all of the CE babysitters, we thank you. I'm now very pleased to introduce, representing those graduating with a master's degree from the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies, Ms. Kathleen Murphy.
Good morning. My name is Kathy Murphy. As a graduating member of Curry College's Master in Business Administration program, it is an honor and privilege for me to have this opportunity to extend on behalf of my fellow cohorts our utmost gratitude and thanks to our families, friends, colleagues, and the faculty of Curry College's graduate programs. For without your many forms of sacrifices and unwavering support throughout our MBA journey, today would not be possible. I would also like to extend sincere congratulations to all the graduates here today. My personal MBA journey was influenced by a number of deep personal values, professional goals, and my lifelong desire to be continuously learning and growing, which has become increasingly more critical in today's competitive business environment. I truly believe you need to take advantage of every learning opportunity extended to you in life, and those opportunities can take many forms. Actually, it was not until 2000 that I graduated with my bachelor's degree. It took me 7 years going to school nights to accomplish this goal, and it coincided with the same year my youngest son graduated high school. My decision to return to school in 1993 was influenced by my desire to become a role model and inspire others about the importance of education. Little did I know that my role modeling would manifest itself in different forms at different times in my life, such as when my youngest son graduated high school and vowed never to go back to school. I am happy to say that today he is in the final stages of completing intensive schooling to become a state-certified paramedic. Believe it or not, he was the one who became the catalyst in his class, who spent countless hours studying with the support of his wife. It was inspired his classmates to strive to do better. In my professional role as Director of Customer Relations for Dunkin' Brands, it is equally important to me to inspire and model the importance of continuously learning for the members of my team and my colleagues. I am pleased to say, since I took the path to obtain my MBA, 2 of my team members recently began their MBA journey, while another has returned to school after an absence of almost 40 years to obtain her bachelor's degree. A key component in lifelong learning is maintaining an open mind and a willingness to learn from others. As I began this program, I had the opportunity to meet for the first time my fellow students. I was excited and a little apprehensive to see the diversity in ages, ranging from just out of college to me being the oldest. I was excited for the opportunity to learn and look at things from a new perspective than those much younger than I. It brought back memories of my undergraduate studies where we discussed world events that I had lived through, and most of them had only read about them. My apprehension was quickly dispelled as I realized my younger cohort members were as equally open to learning from my experience as I was from theirs. The Curry tradition of creating an environment which fosters understanding and respect for the uniqueness of every student is certainly thriving within the MBA program. For me, a sense of family and community were major factors in the choice of which graduate program to attend. To me, Curry College exemplifies the sense of community and lifelong commitment to its graduates. My oldest son is a 2004 graduate of Curry's nursing program and has a successful position in a Boston hospital. One day in 2006, I received a phone call that is every parent's worst nightmare. My son had been in a serious accident and had been burned over 80% of his body. Immediately, family and friends were there to support him, as were his coworkers. However, what totally amazed me was the support he received from the Curry College community, who came together in unity to show and provide an overwhelming amount of support. And they sustained that support throughout his recovery. To Curry College, my son was not just another graduate. He was and continues to be a member of the Curry College family. His wife, my daughter-in-law, is a 2009 graduate of Curry College's nursing program. I am very proud to stand before you today as the 3rd member of my family with the distinction of being a Curry College graduate. In closing, I encourage all of you to seize every opportunity to be continuously learning, as well as never underestimate the power you have to positively influence and inspire others by your actions, positive attitude, and behavior. Thank you.
Congratulations and thank you. I will now call upon Dean David Potash to present the honorary degree candidates.
Would Trustee Anthony M. Campo please bring forward Suzanne Bartley?
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Susan Bartley for the honorary degree of Doctor of Public Administration.
Susan Bartley, as Executive Director of the Children's Trust Fund, you oversee your organization's noble mission to prevent child abuse by strengthening families. In this role, you have shepherded funding for more than 100 community-based organizations throughout the state, creating a statewide network of parenting education and support programs. And you have developed and implemented a universal home visiting program for young parents, which has become a national model. Your advocacy and work on behalf of children reaches far, yet is deeply rooted in the Commonwealth. Beginning with your undergraduate studies at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, you focused on urban community services, then continued on to receive a graduate degree from the Smith School of Social Work, and subsequently became an international fellow at Tufts University. Prior to the Children's Trust Fund, you held positions at the Judge Baker Children's Center, Coastal Community Counseling Center, and Boston City Hospital. You have chaired the Education and Policy Committees for the Cardinals Commission for the Protection of Children for the Archdiocese of Boston, served on the Governor's Advisory Commission on Responsible Fatherhood and Family Support, and are a former trustee of the Boston Center for Blind Children. You have made your mark on the national scene as well as a frequent guest lecturer and as a presenter at the American Academy of Pediatrics, the National Child Abuse and Neglect Conference, and the National Conference of State Legislators. A past chair of the Legislative Committee of the National Alliance of Children's Trust and Prevention Funds, and recipient of the Outstanding Child Advocacy Award from the National Association of Counsel for Children. You have also been prominently featured in the book Leadership in Nonprofit Organizations. Back at home, you continue to benefit the Bay State as an advisory board member of the Boston College School of Social Work, where you also serve as an adjunct faculty member and as a member of the United Way of Massachusetts Healthy Childhood Development Impact Council. Susan Bartley, for this remarkable legacy of service, we are proud to recognize you as a champion for children, as our neighbor as a Milton resident, and now as a member of the class of 2010 and a Curry College alumna. You are certainly deserving of our highest recognition on this commencement day as we award you a Doctor of Public Administration. Susan Bartley, by action of Curry College, the Board of Trustees concurring, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Higher Education of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Public Administration honoris causa and admit you to all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Congratulations, Dr. Bartley.
Would Dr. James M. Sullivan, Chairman of Curry's Board of Trustees, please bring forward Richard J. Daniels?
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Richard Daniels for the honorary degree of Doctor of Business Administration.
Thank you. Richard J. Daniels, as current President and Chief Executive Officer of Gatehouse Media New England and past President of the Boston Globe and Boston Globe Media, you have demonstrated that the fundamental principles of leadership never change, and that organizations and individuals can achieve and maintain great success regardless of the velocity of change in a given industry or in our world at large. You have embraced the digital revolution that changed the face of journalism with the unbridled enthusiasm and curiosity that are characteristic of great leaders, and have become a leading publisher of print and digital journalism and information. At Gatehouse Media New England, which you joined in 2007, and which includes the Patriot Ledger and Enterprise daily newspapers, among many, many others, your audience is ever expanding and your distribution is ever evolving. In Greater Boston, Gatehouse serves a print audience of over 1.7 million readers per week and about 3 million unique internet visitors per month. In New England, Gatehouse publishes over 100 print titles, 160 wicked local town-based websites, and 8 daily newspaper sites. Nationally, Gatehouse serves over 10 million readers through hundreds of daily and weekly publications in 23 states. Your 23-year career at the Globe culminated in roles as president of both the Boston Globe from 2001 through 2005 and Boston Globe Media in 2006, both of which are wholly owned subsidiaries of the New York Times Company. During the course of your tenure as president, the Globe won 18 Pulitzer Prizes, including 3 of the highest in journalism. While at the Globe, you founded, led, and invested in businesses that can continue to play a key role in the future of the Globe and the New York Times Company. Those initiatives include the founding of Boston.com, the founding of Boston Works and Globe Direct, the purchase of the Worcester Telegram and Gazette and Metro Boston, and the New York Times Company's investment as the second largest owner of the New England Sports Network and the Boston Red Sox. You served as a director of the Boston Red Sox in 2004 when they won their first World Series title in 86 years. A native Bostonian, raised in Mattapan and educated in the Boston public schools, you love and value lifelong learning as much as our beloved Red Sox. A graduate of Boston Latin School in 1975, you received a bachelor's degree with high honors from Northeastern University in 1980, and were the top graduating student from Boston University's Metropolitan College in 2002. A passionate believer in lifelong learning, you are currently pursuing a doctoral degree in executive leadership. You have shared your wisdom and guidance as a volunteer in a number of community, charitable, church, and educational organizations, including leadership positions at Northeastern University, the South Shore Chamber of Commerce, the United Ways of New England, and Thayer Academy. Rick Daniels, you have achieved much and empowered many, with a modesty and a sense of humor that engages all whom you encounter. You are a most worthy candidate for our highest recognition on this commencement day. It is both our pleasure and our privilege to award you a Doctor of Business Administration. Richard J. Daniels, by action of Curry College, the Board of Trustees concurring, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Higher Education of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, honoris causa, and admit you to all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Congratulations. It's now both my pleasure and my privilege to ask the newest Curry alum, Dr. Richard J. Daniels, to deliver our commencement address. Dr. Daniels.
Trustees of the college, President Quigley, distinguished faculty and staff, fellow honoree Susan Bartley, honored guest, and most especially, graduates of the Curry College class of 2010. And the so justifiably proud families, loved ones, and friends.
Everything's fine. We had a student faint, and we have medical professionals attending to that right now. We're going to take one moment to make sure our student is fine, and then Dr. Daniels will deliver his address. Right where we left off, Dr. Richard J. Daniels to give the commencement address to the class of 2010.
Thank God she's all right. Being a member of the journalism business, they can accuse us of being a little cynical. If anybody else tries that, I know it's just to avoid my speech. So here we go. Trustees of the college, President Quigley, distinguished faculty and staff, fellow honoree Susan Bartley, honored guest, and most especially graduates of the Curry College class of 2010, and the so justifiably proud families, loved ones, and friends that you share this day with. You're stepping through one of life's most singular portals. By making this passage, you now hold a treasure that just yesterday you did not. A bachelor's degree, or the next stop along the academy's road, a graduate degree. It is a critical passage for you, for this college, and for society. We celebrate your achievements with proceedings that are ancient and joyful. We wear regalia and reenact ceremonies out of respect for academic traditions that trace back to the great universities of the Middle Ages. For you traditional undergrads, this is a day you have worked towards for 4 years. For some, perhaps a little bit longer. There are so many thoughts going through your minds right now. Whose parties will I go to? What am I going to do this summer? Will I land that job? Am I really going to end up sounding a lot like my parents? Take a deep breath. Enjoy this moment. Allow for a brief interlude of reflection as you take your leave from alma mater. It is a great honor to help celebrate the culmination of your careers at Curry and to preview a few aspects of your futures with unalloyed optimism and encouragement. I am under no delusion, however, that what you all want most is to get on with your joyous and busy days. In light of that, allow me to share a few thoughts on a theme that is as simple as a couple of words and as limitless as your futures, your vocations as leaders. Education and leadership are interwoven down to the very roots of the word educate, which comes from the Latin duco, to lead, shape, or form. You've been led out of a state of lesser knowledge to a higher level of mastery. You've been formed out of learners brimming with raw potential to be more fully developed scholars. This college and its faculty have led you to this point and have done so with a strong sense of purpose, passion, and rigor. Now it's time for you to use your gifts to be great leaders. You might say, me, a leader? Absolutely. Exercising leadership does not imply you have even one person in your chain of command. In fact, many great leaders exercise formal authority over no one but themselves, yet their intellectual, artistic, and moral leadership changes countless lives and history itself. You have led yourselves to this day, meeting and very often far exceeding the academic requirements of your field of study. You have demonstrated self-control, discipline, and resilience, as all leaders must. You undergrads led yourselves and each other through a transformation that took you from wide-eyed freshmen to worldly wise seniors. You have led yourselves to learn how far you can go on thirsty Thursdays, especially when you have an early morning Friday class. Many of you are well along in becoming leaders in roles in clubs, teams, and other organizations. You graduate and continuing education students are all the more sagacious and capable for your studies. You have led yourselves through the thicket of many competing demands, work, family, courses, and managed not to lead yourselves to nervous breakdowns. Many of you will come to lead others in your post-Curry life, perhaps in the military, business, government, or not-for-profit institutions. Who knows? Some of you might even take the road back to Curry after furthering your education and to become leaders of future generations, taking them through the academy. Imagine what a joy it would be to do unto others what was done to you. One of my roles in an area of my studies has been leadership. We could spend a long time rehashing what has been written in the academic and popular literature about leadership, what seem to be the most essential qualities people expect of you as current and future leaders. Perhaps more importantly, what should you expect from yourselves? My experiences lead me to believe that exceptional leaders, the kind of leaders this institution has formed you to be, lead with passion, deep knowledge and expertise, humility and humor, the intellectual curiosity and courage to lead in disruptive and uncertain times, a properly functioning moral compass, the tenacity and resilience to overcome the power of you can't. There are no leaders who can be fully effective without being utterly passionate about their purpose, their discipline, and those they serve as leaders. Some of you might say, quite reasonably, how do I know what I'll end up being truly passionate about, especially when I'm much older, your age? Welcome to the journey that will engage most of you for years to come, discovering and exercising your worthy passions. Some of you might know, or at least think you know, where your passion lies. Great. Many of us come to realize this exploration can take years, many trials, and inevitably some detours. Even and perhaps especially, the trials and detours help us find our ultimate destinations. No one can tell you what your passion is or should be, no matter how well-intentioned their advice. We parents need to be reminded of this at times. The quest to discover your life's passion is improved by the support and encouragement of others, but can never be abdicated to anyone else. With passionate leaders, we know them when we see them. One of the qualities that distinguishes the man who has been president of Curry since 1996, Ken Quigley, is passion. I don't think he ever wakes up not thinking about what he can do to expand and improve upon the educational opportunities and experiences of this college. We are all beneficiaries of his passion for and commitment to the Curry community, as well as his deep expertise in effecting an utter transformation in how this remarkable institution fulfills its mission. My passion is leading and sustaining organizations that work to create good journalism, the kind of journalism that makes some difference in people's lives, the kind of journalism that empowers them to be more engaged members of their communities. I have seen countless instances where the little flashlights our journalists shine into hidden and dark places where bad things are happening were the major reasons the bad eventually became better. My congregation, the Catholic Church, is far better off for having been forced to face up to its clergy abuse scandal. It was journalists, including former Globe colleagues Walter Robinson, Steve Kirchin, and many others, who forced this reckoning. They were aided by members of the bar who truly believed the legal system could produce justice in this case, especially First Amendment lawyer John Albano and Judge Constance Sweeney. They were motivated by the heretofore silent victims who found the courage to speak out, despite the unfathomable pain that had been ignored and silenced too long. Thankfully, there was a burning passion within these journalists for uncovering the facts that have led to reforms, albeit reforms that are still incomplete and evolving. As much as bringing light to dank places is an inescapable and very often unpopular part of journalism's mission, we also use those flashlights to find instances of people, especially ordinary people, who do truly extraordinary things. When you know what your passion really is, the continuous acquisition of knowledge and expertise in your field is a joyful pursuit, as it allows you to practice your passion more fully. Think about your doctor. Do you want a doctor who does just enough to get by and staying current with the latest medical research and science? Or do you want a doctor who loves medicine, has a passion for curing patients, and dives into medical journals, conferences, and the give and take with her colleagues as she constantly expands her expertise on how best to conquer disease and restore her patients to good health? The best leaders also share a sense of humility and humor that keeps them mindful that while they have been entrusted with special privileges and power, they must be focused on the progress of society, their institutions, their disciplines, and the colleagues whom they lead. They also know that no matter how talented they may think they are, their gifts are but a tiny fraction of the collective intellect and energy of the men and women they lead. In contrast, whenever you see an egocentric, me-first leader, it is a sign that sooner or later, the institution and its members are headed for peril. Egomaniacs posing as leaders offer the empty promise and false security of, I'll do the thinking around here, but at the huge expense of not tapping into what really allows organizations to succeed, the knowledge and human potential of the people who do the everyday work. Donald Trump makes for fun TV, but as an archetype for a great leader, he's fired. Among the most difficult decisions you will have to make as leaders are what to change and what to preserve, when to innovate with the virtual certainty that some things will go awry, versus when to remain anchored to the values and practices that are tried and true. These decisions are most difficult when dealing that which is deeply rooted in an organization's history and culture. Quite often, there are compelling reasons for both courses of action, changing and preserving each at the same time. The very essence of innovation is stepping into the unknown and untested. You have all heard the expression, failure is not an option. Well, when innovating, success 100% of the time is never possible. We live in a time when digital technologies and the pace of change they accelerate are transforming every field from medicine to media. Organizations are being pushed to innovate at digital speed, requiring deft leadership to determine what must change and what should not. At the Curry College Commencement in 1988, the year in which some of you at least were born, it's a good bet there would have been no students in the commencement with cell phones. Never mind the iPhones and BlackBerries many of you are using to send sketchy messages to each other at this very moment. In 1988, the internet was still mostly a file-sharing service for university researchers, geeks, the military, and its inventor, Al Gore. You could not Google anything when doing assignments. Oh, the horror. My industry, the news media, has gone through and continues to go through almost unfathomable changes. I believe the degree and rapidity of these digitally driven changes are quite typical of what you will experience as leaders. At the same time, we have seen hugely positive innovations in the media, including the ability to gather and distribute news from around the block and around the world with almost equal facility. Additionally, the work of journalism has been improved by knowledgeable and empowered citizens who inform, interact with, and frankly keep journalists on our toes via blogs, YouTube, and tweets. Some hope for ending the tyranny of the world's police states lie with the actions of news subversives who, at risk to their lives, capture and distribute news and information their governments cannot fully suppress, but informs and empowers their fellow citizens. With this new wave of global and empowered citizen journalists, some believe professional journalists will fade away and be replaced by user-generated content. I think not and hope not. I could demonstrate my point much better if I could quote the ever so interesting, not to mention profane, biased, and tasteless comments we get from certain contributors, so-called, from the blogosphere. Were we to no longer have professional journalists keeping their eyes on what bears watching, it would work out about as well as amateurs practicing medicine by reading Surgery for Dummies. What if you have deep passion, expertise, and knowledge? The right blend of humor, humility, and conviction have proven to be adept at leading during times of great disruption and change. What's left? The practice of leadership is not an amoral exercise. In fact, it is anything but. As leaders, you will face dilemmas and struggles that will test whether your moral compass is in good working order, which I know it is. Even putting aside the notoriously criminal actions that periodically come to light with certain charlatans who pose as leaders, there are potential pitfalls that require a steady eye on your moral compass. There are always shortcuts that can be taken. There are things you can do or avoid doing that are more expedient, but are not the right things to do. When you're conflicted between the right path versus the easy one, listen to the persistent voice that's inside your head. It's your mother speaking to you, and she's right. The final notion I commend to you as developing leaders is never to succumb to the power of you can't. Surely you're familiar with this awesome power. You can't, you're not. Fill in the blank. Smart enough, rich enough, attractive enough. Perhaps some of you have been dismissed by those who are better off or have been educated at certain schools, or we're blessed with some attribute that many of us do not have. The worst part of such canards is not that they can actually limit us, but we can allow ourselves to believe that we should only reach so high and no higher. I work with scores of leaders who have been extraordinarily successful in material and professional terms. Many had fabulous educations and pedigrees, although many were humbly born and self-made as well. In the great majority of cases, these leaders could not have cared less that I was a son of the working class who grew up in Mattapan, who went to a decidedly blue-collar commuter school, and I sometimes had to work at 3 jobs to pay my tuition. They didn't care that my dad, while heroic in many ways, including be a combat soldier in 2 wars, never completed high school because of the Great Depression, and my mom did her best to struggle with all the demands of being a working mother before it was the norm. The great majority of the people who are notably successful have the wisdom and class to treat others in every way possible as their equals, with respect and dignity. They know that the golden rule is still the best rule. Many of these extraordinarily successful people also made their marks by materially supporting charities and other worthy institutions. Curry itself was created out of such impulses. By the way, when your financial ship comes in and it's time to share your good fortune, I'm sure President Quigley will be more than happy to arrange for an opportunity to make a transformational gift. The benefactors of Curry have multiplied the options in your lives by their generosity, and we cannot thank them enough, but we can follow their examples as best we can. I would speculate that a meaningful number of you have endured some who have denigrated you or regarded you lightly for being who you are or where you are from or how you speak or what you don't have. I certainly had this happen to me, especially early in my professional life. My response was to do my best to outthink them, outwork them, outhustle them, and at every turn prove them wrong, but to do it with a smile. Resentment creates a bile that does its greatest harm to you. Like the great majority of you and your families, I am fiercely loyal to the idea that birthright and pedigree are far less enduring and important than merit and honest work. These core values of merit and effort are still the essence of what makes this kind of institution and America itself still the shining beacons to so many. Your value and wealth in intellectual, social, moral, and leadership dimensions has grown immeasurably by dint of your education here, in the classrooms and every other setting. Your formation has been shaped by those who have made this journey with you, and especially by the efforts of those who raised you, supported you, instructed you, and loved you throughout your passage. To fully express your gratitude, it's okay to have your full-blooded emotionality on front and center display today with hugs, handshakes, smiles, and even some tears for those who you love. Your alma mater has nourished you and will continue to nourish you for the days and years ahead as long as you remain open to this sustenance. Also, As she has nourished and formed you, so you must in turn help her, using your ample gifts and talents, nourish the generations who will succeed you in the cycle that with your support and leadership has no end. May the paths you take as leaders be as straight and as smooth as they can possibly be. May the paths you make as leaders be thrilling in what you discover and accomplish for the good of all. Go forth and lead us all to better places, for with the right kind of truly inspired leadership from all of you, such places await us. It has truly been an honor to share this day with you. Thank you, and all the best to all of you.
Dr. Daniels, thank you. Dr. Daniels and Dr. Bartley, thank you for honoring us by allowing us to honor you. I now invite Dr. John J. Santilli to the podium to present the New Era Award. The New Era Award presentation will be made by Dr. Santilli, who is a member of the Curry College class of 1971, for which this award is named. He is also the recipient of an honorary doctorate from Curry College in 2002. Dr. Santilli chaired the Board of Trustees from 1996 until 2002. Dr. Santilli.
Good morning. The New Era Award was established by the Curry College class of 1971 in recognition of the college's achievement of regional accreditation under the authority of the New England Association of Schools and Colleges. This accomplishment was a milestone in our history, and it was due to the collective work of the trustees, faculty, staff, students, and alumni of Curry. It launched a new era in our college. Each year, the New Era Award is presented to a graduating senior who, by virtue of his or her academic excellence, participation in curricular and extracurricular activities, leadership, accomplishments, and the potential for future achievement, is determined to have contributed the most to the enrichment of the class and the college at large. The New Era Award for the graduating class goes to Amanda Ramirez, an outstanding student who exemplifies scholarship, service, and excellence. An honors student, an honors scholar, and a member of Alexander Graham Bell Society, Amanda has served as Student Government Association President for 2 years. She has committed herself to creating positive changes both here at Curry and in the broader community, leading, among other undertakings, town hall meetings and community service events. Ms. Ramirez majored in psychology and will be working towards a master's in social work commencing in the fall.
Amanda. Congratulations, Amanda. Well, do you think we should award some degrees? Is everyone in black ready to receive a degree? Dean Potash.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science please rise?
We will now award the degrees to the candidates in our traditional day program. By action of Curry College, the Board of Trustees concurring, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Higher Education of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, as the case may be, and admit you to all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Congratulations, you're a graduate.
Carrie A. Hermansky, Alexander Graham Bell Society, summa cum laude, valedictorian. Sasha Almeida Beers, class order, salutatorian, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Societies, summa cum laude. Lauren Broadbent, singer. Aaron L. Waters, signer, cum laude. Amanda Elizabeth Ramirez, SGA President, with distinction in the Honors Scholars Program, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, summa cum laude. Rosina Collins Buchineri, SGA Vice President of Programming, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Musa Martin Sek, SGA Treasurer, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, summa cum laude. Jessica Dina Joseph, SGA Secretary. Lori Lesage, President, Class of 2010. Evelyn Simon, Vice President, Class of 2010, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Fort, Vice President, Class of 2010, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Alan William Hughes, Representative, Class of 2010. Krista Marie Manning, Representative, Class of 2010, magna cum laude. Jeremy Forbes Macaulay, Representative, Class of 2010. Vanessa Marie Rose, Representative, Class of 2010, magna cum laude. Jamie Sarah Abani. Abani. Mansour Al Sayed. Sarah Amaral. Mary Elizabeth Andrews. Paula Joy Arlo, cum laude. Alyssa Marie Arpino, magna cum laude. Alan Artieda, cum laude. John Joseph Bandini. Adam J. Barasano. Michael E. Beatty, with distinction in the Honors Scholar Program, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Graham Wiley Becker. Shayna Cara Berg. Congratulations. Amy Marie Berry. Paul Bianchi. Joseph R. Biviano. Mary Beth Ann Bozak. Caitlin Ann Boyle, cum laude. Matthew M. Boyle. Brian Thomas Bro. Andrew Sheridan Brown. Allison Therese Buchanan. Kaylee Susan Buckingham. Catherine M. Buckley, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Leo Francis Buckley, cum laude. Congratulations. Neil David Budden, Jr. Caitlin Brienne Buno. Eric Monique Burks Cummings, cum laude. Rachel Burse Burns, cum laude. Victoria Ann Bussey, magna cum laude. Nicholas Anthony Kayaza. Ashley Jan Cannelly. Brittany Lynn Capozzi, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, with distinction in the Honors Scholar Program, magna cum laude. Zachary Griffiths Cardella, magna cum laude. Caitlin Michelle Carr. Mallory P. Carr. Zachary Good Kavanaugh. Brendan Michael Cawley, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Jacqueline Francis Kayer. Caitlin Jean Surse, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Mark Stephen Saratani. Brenda Eleanor Charles. Kimberly Brooke Satelli. William V. Cochran. Colby Jeanette Glasby. Amanda Jean Colburn. John S. Collins. Deirdre Bridget Keneally, cum laude. Kristen Marie Consigli. Laura Ann Conti. Courtney E. Cook. Stephen Gabriel Cordero, cum laude. Clayton G. Corto. Peter Martin Costello. Vanity Ann Cruz, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, cum laude. Katie A. Cuccio. Christopher James Cusson, with distinction in the Honors Scholar Program, cum laude. Tamar Dulce. Robert Delamole. Michael William Demore. Joshua David Danzig, cum laude. Irag Daphnis. Daniel Dawson. Zachary James Day, magna cum laude. Brooke Catherine DeLuca. Christopher John D'Amelia with distinction in the Honors Scholar Program, magna cum laude. Ralph Desange. Deanna Marie Devaney, magna cum laude. Jessica Di Cesare. Anthony Carmine Damazzi, cum laude. Patrick Michael Doherty. Scott Thomas Doherty. Jillian Claire Eileen Donaher. Courtney Najette Dowdle. Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, summa cum laude. Bradford Eric Dowdy Jr. Christelle Ina Dragon. Scott James Driscoll. Crystal Lee Duffy. Stephen Matthew Dwinnels. Philippia Alicia Dwyer. Casey J. Egan. Elise Regina Emmanuel Goring. Ross Michael Enmark, magna cum laude. Cassandra Lee Everett. Kimberly C. Farina. Kristen Malone Farmer. Angela Christine Ferzoko. Adam M. Fisk, cum laude. Diana L. Fitzgerald. Patrick W. Fitzpatrick, cum laude. Caitlin Jean Flynn. Cassie Michelle Fortier. Nicole Jean Fratto. Joseph G. Freeman. Nicole Ann Galimi. Christian Marie Gauthier. Lauren Marie Gentile. Congratulations. James M. Gigliello, magna cum laude. Dean Philip Gillespie. Nina Marie Godin. Mary Elizabeth Goodwin, cum laude. Laura Elizabeth Goody, magna cum laude. Robert John Goulding, cum laude. Sarah Graham, magna cum laude. Stephanie Diane Graves. Caitlin Jean Green. Angela M. Grimaldi, magna cum laude. Danielle Ray Guay. Jean Marie Guillemette, magna cum laude. Brittany Irene Haley, magna cum laude. Patrick Daniel Haley, magna cum laude. Kimberly Valerie Hamill. Ellie Michelle Hamoy. Ashley Allen Hansberry. Christopher Michael Harhay. Thomas Ryan Harrison, magna cum laude. Ashley Nicole Harvey. Elizabeth G. Hayes. John Eugene Hayward, cum laude. Nicole A. Hayward. Dennis John Hickey, Jr. Colin Andreas Hildebrand. Deirdre Diane Hopkins. Daniel Vladimir Horovitz, cum laude. Jerry Philip Hodorek, cum laude. Ben Joseph Hourigan. Kristen L. Hubbard, cum laude. Kristen Joan Herstack. Maurice Avery Jackson. Stephen James Jakiel, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Ryan Jansen, magna cum laude. Christian Jasinski, cum laude. Paul Francis Jasinski. Colleen A. Johansson. Chelsea Marie Johnson, cum laude. Judith Glinda Johnson, with distinction in the Honor Scholar Program, magna cum laude. Carrie Ann Johnson. Widleen Just. Michael J. Juderbach. Sean Edward Casson. Kristen Ann Keating.
Kristen's degree will be presented by her father, former Curry College honorary degree recipient, Dr. William Keating.
Maximilian Thomas Keefe. Sky Anastasia Kessler, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Heather Kilburn, cum laude. Jennifer L. King. Christina Heidi Kuzik, with distinction in the Honors Scholar Program, magna cum laude.
Tony Joseph Lacasse, with distinction in the Honor Scholar Program, magna cum laude. Charles Richard LaCroix. Matthew Emmanuel Lamonicus. Gabrielle Noel Langlois. Aaron Christopher LaPiana. Anthony Joseph LaRosa. Carissa A. Lawyer.
This can go down.
Brian Lawrence Leahy. Jennifer Ann Learned. Jonathan B. Leachin with distinction in the Honor Scholars Program, cum laude. Nicole Lee, cum laude. Nicole Lee Leonard. Joseph Falcon Lessies. Sarah Elizabeth Lieb. Nicholas Gerald Ligori, cum laude. Shannon Lippins, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society with distinction in the Honor Scholars Program. Elise Nicole Lister. Suzanne Teresa Lamano, cum laude. Anna Lombardo. Angela Jean LaRusso, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Danielle Marie Lavecchio, cum laude. Emmeline Lubin. Tony Robert Luciani. Kevin Ryan Lucius. Stephanie Nicole Luna, magna cum laude. Jacob Ross Lurie. Caitlin E. Lusso. Charles M. Macedo. Molly H. McNeil, cum laude. Michael G. Mariana.
Congrats.
Sean Richard Marani. Paul Marquise. Nancy Jean Murata, magna cum laude. Christina Marie Mazzarella, cum laude. Kelly Ann McCallum. Robert Daniel McCart III. James Stephen McClafferty. Caitlin Mary McCormick, magna cum laude. Caroline A. McGrath. Peter James McGinnis. Anne-Marie Colleen McHale. Ryan John McHugh. Stephen Daniel McHugh. Kristen Colleen McManus, cum laude. Ryan Peter McNair. Connor Scott McQuaid. Stephen Mello. Luke Benjamin Messakar, magna cum laude. Daniel Evan Medonic. Ashley Caitlin Miller, magna cum laude. Ari Miller Sisson, cum laude. Mark John Mogan. Stephanie Luna Monez. Tatiana Mendez Montiero. Janetta Vivian Montesal. Angela Lauren Morabito with distinction in the Honor Scholar Program, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. William J. Morrow III. Gabriel Edward Moya. Aaron Lee Mulvihill. Anne-Marie Current Murphy, magna cum laude. Joseph Michael Murphy. Shannon Marie Murphy, cum laude. Brendan G. Murray. Marina Teresa Murray. Michael J. Murray. Mackenzie Lynn Knocktrebe, cum laude. Sylvanie Narcisse. Gregory S. Nasca, summa cum laude. Melissa A. Non, cum laude. Daniel Bruce Neenan, magna cum laude. Michael Joseph Neenan, cum laude. Jonathan Harris Nypris, cum laude. Jamila Sapphire Newhouse, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, cum laude. Catherine Ann Noguera. David Angelo Norris. Adriano Martel Nunziate. Heather L. O'Brien, cum laude. Kevin Scott O'Brien. Allison Marie Odo, magna cum laude. James Harvey Esty III. Brian Joseph Orlando, cum laude. Mary Ann O'Sullivan. James Michael Page. Shannon Marie Pagel. Francesca Andrea Panabianco. Thomas Francis Paquette. Elizabeth Mary Paro. Heather Marie Paul, magna cum laude. Cassandra Melissa Pierre Lewis. Danielle Marie Pinchera.
Danielle's degree will be presented by her mother, Curry College nursing professor Barbara Pinchera.
Mark Simon Pittler, cum laude. Laura Beth Pouliot, magna cum laude. Kristen Joan Pusateri. Kelly C. Quigley. Benjamin Richard Radzicki. Margaret Ruth Reynaude. James Benjamin Riley. Corinne Mary Reiser. Ashley Marie Riccardi. Kimberly Rose Richard. Rachel Robichaud. Marshall Robinson, magna cum laude. Jonathan Robert Rodriguez. Maurice Reginald Rodriguez. Carrie Ann Marie Ronan. Jesse Adam Roth. Julie Anne-Marie Rousseau. Daniela Maria Rufo. Jared Nicholas Ruiz, cum laude. Ashley Marie Rukis. Stefania Rusito. Jarrett T. Rush, cum laude. Jacqueline Nicole Ryan. Carl Steven Saborin, magna cum laude. Jamie Santiago. Brian Philip Sapienza with distinction in the Honor Scholar Program, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Kristen L. Sarazin. Kathleen Elizabeth Sargent, cum laude. Catherine Ashley Saharnas, magna cum laude. Kristen May Schmauder. Samuel Kingston Schwartz, cum laude. Whitney Brady Sieber, magna cum laude. Rachel Lee Seligowski, magna cum laude. Patricia Ann Seelig. Jeffrey Joseph Shea, cum laude. Christopher M. Sherwin. Carl Robert Silgals, magna cum laude. Jamie Helen Silva. Craig Matthew Silverman. Michael C. Silvestri. Michael A. Sinatra, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Sheila Regina Slaughter, cum laude. Michael Slavinsky. Casey Lynn Sliney. Lynn M. Smith. Ryan William Smith. Michelle H. Speranza. Tiffany Lynn Spigarolo. Caitlin Ann Spinelli. Keith Matthew Steinman. Adam Alexander Stoll, cum laude. Jonathan Shagru. Brian John Sullivan. Trevor Hayes Sullivan Smith, cum laude. Karen Sarabian. Jacqueline Adele Surrett, cum laude. John Christopher Sweeney. Timothy Joseph Sweeney. Sean Paul Sylvester. Bethany Lee Thibodeau with distinction in the Honor Scholar Program, summa cum laude. Melissa Jill Tonoli, cum laude. Whitney Marcel Torino. Congratulations. Janelle Marie Trickett, cum laude. Scott Gregory Trokey. Amanda Catherine Tullis. Paige Catherine Turcotte. Glenn Curtis Ushry. Megan Useglio. Richard James Vale III. Christopher Thomas Valerano. Kaylin Joyce Varkas. Amy Lynn Veloso. Jeremy Joseph Vendetta, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Jessica Marie Walsh. Laura Ann Walsh. Matthew Scott Wilder. Janice Renee Williams. Lindsay Meredith Wolf. Zachary Charles Wolf, summa cum laude. Jamal A. Woods. Jessica Ann Yepes. Taylor Morgan Eunice with distinction in the Honor Scholar Program, cum laude.
President Quigley, I present the candidates for Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science within the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies.
By action of Curry College, the Board of Trustees concurring, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Higher Education of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, as the case may be, and admit you to all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Congratulations.
Nathan J. Ferbert, summa cum laude, valedictorian. Thank you. Herbert P. Noble, magna cum laude, salutatorian. Kitcheneri Ihudorhu, orator. Susie Alexander. Taryn Altamura. You need to come. Jessica Ian Amaral. Patricia A. Amaral. Nadej Bellamy. James C. Anderson. Lars Christian Anderson. Suze Aristide Bonnier. Jacqueline Marie Bailey. Giroux Philemon Barad. Scott Andrew Berryalt. Diane Brady. Okay. Okay, he said to.
What is your name?
Gino Bernard.
husband and wife.
Michael J. Brems, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society. John Claude Bryce. Kristen Ian Brown. Shelda Cavallo. Rita Cherubin. Teresa A. Casey. James Gregory Chin. Cheryl Cobb. Marcia Canute. Jennifer A. Crombie. Sabrina Cuevas. Nancy L. Daly. Michael K. Daniels, magna cum laude. Sherry Demura. Leslie Diaz. Ian K. DiCarlo. Cynthia M. Duncan. Jason Francis Duffy. Michael J. Dunphy. Kathleen Edouard. Stephen Joseph Elio. Rebecca Aesop. Joanne Fernandez, magna cum laude. Eric M. Finnan. Jill Marie Finnerty Taylor, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society. Carl R. Fitzpatrick, magna cum laude. Donna Marie Flaherty. Robin G. Fletcher. Timothy Fox. Marie Mary Furtado, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society. Kimberly Gearho. Laura Glinsky. Gina Graham Benjamin. Grappa Christina. James R. Hunt. Kathleen. Oh. Kathleen A. Hurley. Lisa Ann Hughey, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society. Eva Jaworski. Ped A. Jean. Erland Katia Jean-Louis. Caitlin Jenkins, cum laude. Gillian M. Johnson, cum laude. William G. Kane, Jr. Lucy Naikabi Karaoke. Katrina Marie Knipe. Mercy Crua. Marie Karen Laguerre. Muriel LeMay. Ashley Morgan Ledford. Jamila Lewis. Nancy J. Lincoln. Deborah A. Lacchiato. Janice Lopez Delgado. Helen Macharia. David B. McCrae, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Caitlin Marie Madeira. Diane Marie McGuire. Benita Maharajan. Christina M. McGrath. Kimberly Ian Monis. Rose Ian Monty, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society. Chandwalika Moses. Nicole Yvonne Namenko. Gail Newman. Chineri Nawanikizi. Peter Oba Ja'aku. Christy O'Brien, cum laude. Patricia Omaregi Adiwi. Joyce Amasachi Onyango. Jennifer Moses. Nicole K. Osborne. Omalara Oyengo. Karen Pacheco, magna cum laude. Laurie Lee Paul. Melina M. Phillips. Barbara Michelle Pickering, magna cum laude. Robert Pinard. Neftali Renekluk. Jennifer R. Rowe, magna cum laude. Samantha Julio Ribeiro. Donna Richards. Kaya N. Richards. John Riley. Rebecca A. Riley. Jennifer R. Rocha. Patricia Marie Sablock, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Marie Marcel Marias Sandoval. Alexandria N. Sarkishan. Michael Peter Shaw, cum laude. Alina Smakovskaya. Sheila A. Smith. Gemma Souffrant. Kim C. Spooner Courier, magna cum laude, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society. Kristen M. St. Onge, Alexander Graham Bell Honor Society, magna cum laude. Ellen Andra Stevenson. Jason F. Sullivan. Tanya Soyan Ova. Melissa L. Talbot, cum laude. Kristen Marie Traubulski. Katastrina A. Silbulskaya. Chase James Batiste. Johanna Carolina Verweska. Sarah B. Walsh. Priscilla Wambui. Hong Wen. Catherine M. Witten. Wei Ying Wong. Jacqueline Helen Wood. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Education, Master of Arts in Criminal Justice, and Master of Business Administration please rise? President Quigley, I present to you the candidates for the degree of Master of Education, Master of Arts in Criminal Justice, and Master of Business Administration.
By action of Curry College, the Board of Trustees concurring, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Higher Education of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Education, Master of Arts in Criminal Justice, or Master of Business Administration, as the case may be, and admit you to all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Kathleen Murphy, orator. Stephanie Jean Barron. Maria L. Campbell. Kimberly Carol Leedies. Karen M. LeBlanc. Ian Paulus. Michelle Rothier. Alina Marie Stull. Ricardo R. Alexandra. Jennifer L. Braley. Virginia Ginny M. Burke. Carol A. Conti. Oscar Enriquez. Robert James Kavanaugh. Gail E. Priscilla. Sam Silva. John White. Thomas Farrell. Renee Brooks. Laura M. Del Pozo. Sandra Marie Farias. Laura Galligan. Gandeep Ka. Allison M. Maya. Alex Asari Mirique. Ian Marie Parisi. Tron Pham. Angelina S. Perrier. Gail Prosperi. Joseph M. Salemi. Jonathan K. Sevagabi. Loxaxana Catro. Catherine Ian Grindley.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Curry College class of 2010. Graduates, you deserve that applause. The talent, the hard work, the commitment that brought you to this day is your own. But you know, and I know, that you had much help and support along the way. So it seems fitting to give you the opportunity to recognize those who have assisted you in this important and very significant endeavor. Will the faculty and staff of Curry College please stand to be recognized by the graduates? Will the families and friends of the graduates please stand to be recognized? Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, I'm going to ask Curry College Professor of Philosophy and Religion, the Reverend Leslie Murray, to come forward and give our benediction. At the conclusion of the benediction, the platform party will exit, and then the graduates will exit. I'd ask that all remain in the tent until both the platform party and the graduates have exited. And again, congratulations to everyone.
With eyes open and full awareness of the people and the world around us, let us pray. Gracious God, a phase of our lives has ended. Grant that we may cherish the memories, treasure the friendships we have formed, and appreciate the knowledge we have gained. In the words of the hymn, grant us wisdom, grant us courage for the living of these days. May your gracious, abiding, luring, beckoning presence be a source of strength for facing the new life that lies ahead with all its possibilities and challenges. And as we go forward, grant us open and compassionate hearts that we may not forget to seek the common good, freedom, justice, and peace for all your creatures, human and non-human. Amen.
a bravo.